let's just get right into it, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so hey, Greg, good to have you here. This is really, I'm sure, a treat for you, and also, I'm enjoying it so far.
That's great. I'm happy.
Oh, good.
That.
So, you are going to be speaking at the FITC conference coming up at the end of the month, is that right?
Yeah, it's actually coming up pretty soon. It's in 9 days, I think, right?
Yeah, wow, that is closer. I've got to get my new clothes. A charcoal black shirt. This is sort of a carbon black. I need a charcoal black. You got to be specific about these things. You know what I'm saying? So
no.
you're a cartographer or something. I see you're mapping with Flex and Air. What is your session about?
Yep. So our company is Poly9. We specialize in web mapping. We're all about creating mapping applications, and we've been doing this for the past 3 years. So the talk I'm giving has to do with Adobe Air. So Flex development, Air development. Most people at the FITC will probably be using these technologies and know them pretty well. That's good for me. I can show some code. I can show some samples. We'll be talking tech. But what's interesting is that the Flex world and the Adobe world with Air also has been a bit neglected with regards to maps. So Google Maps mashups, they're all in JavaScript, they're all HTML, they're all web, they're not Flex, and it's just because there are no easy tools. This is changing. This is changing by the minute, but it's just not simple enough. So I hope that I'll be able to clear this up and people will learn something.
That's interesting. I often want, I think a mapping application that would suit me is to find where other people who are as awesome as myself are in relation to me, so that if I'm just driving around, I could find other great people to hang out with. Is that something that you might be showing people how to do?
Yeah, but I've heard that you feel alone at the top. So
I guess that
application it wouldn't really work for you. You'd never get a signal. It'd be a map with no points. I could do that for you if you want.
Oh well, that would. Well, I guess it would be good to know to get confirmation that I am at the top. After all, as I say, I am Gideon, the world famous designer. Haha. So you run a company, you said it was Poly9 or something, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's the name of the company, Poly and the digit 9.
Now you do open source. That is where you work and you're poor and you don't make any money, is that right?
No,
I like to charge a lot hourly, so I like the differing opinions. And when you tell me, why do you give your work away for free?
Well, it depends to whom. Some people I give my work away. When they're some friends will ask me a favor, like move their boxes when they're moving. But generally speaking, our company charges by the hour or by the project, and I'm actually in an office, so we're doing fine so far.
Then how is it open source and free if you're able to charge for it? That confuses me. See, I like to charge at least as much as I can every hour, double as much as I can if it's weekends. You understand what I'm saying? So how do you make the money?
Well, I don't know if you've heard about MySQL. It's not very well known, but it's a small piece of.
I think my receptionist, Brian Hogg, he's a developer. I think he knows what that is. Do you know what that is?
Okay.
Yeah, he does. I don't need to know,
okay.
but please tell the audience.
It doesn't really matter, and I'm sure they've heard about MySQL, but it's an open source program that was sold for about $1 billion. So money and open source actually go hand in hand just as much as proprietary binary software does. But all kidding aside, the point is that using open source tools, and that's what we often do here at our company, is just usually faster, easier. You can collaborate on the process. You can learn some things. You can publish some things on your own, to sort of be in that ecosystem of sharing. So open source really doesn't have anything to do with how much you're charging. You can be, if you're a specialist and in open source software and it's a niche, you can charge a lot of money, and people will be very happy that you're working on that code, and they can even check what you're doing because, the source is open.
Huh. Oh, that's interesting. I was not aware of that. Now, do you think that I could open source some of my designs? Because, I don't have the time. It would take hours to go through all the great things I've designed. Just Google me if you're interested. But these designs, they're practically patented. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're so unique, so bafflingly amazing that no one else has ever come close. Could I release them as open source and try to make some extra money on them?
That's a very good question. That's actually a very good question, and I've been wondering myself how designers can. I'm not a designer. I'm more of a developer, and I actually have not a lot of design skills. But it's an interesting question when I look at free website templates, and we use some of those free website templates. You just have to keep the link at the bottom or something. And I've been thinking about this, and it does change, I imagine, the way that you would work with a client that would come to you with a need and you talk with them. And it does change just by releasing free stuff on the web. But on the other hand, it seems like that seems like a pretty good deal. You have people with your design, they're using it, they're promoting it, they're linking back to you. And look, every design we've used, I've always gone back to the website of the designer, and I've always looked at what they do. And of course, if I want a business card design or something special, or maybe I'm throwing a party and I want, something crazy designed for me, of course I talk to the same developer because I've already, acknowledged that I love his work or her work. But it's an interesting question. I wouldn't know how to exactly answer it. And it's actually very interesting because yesterday I saw there was a whole brouhaha on the web regarding Jason Fried from 37 Sigma. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah, I have. I gave him some design advice, pardon me, before he started, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only reason he's successful today. I'm pretty sure. he hasn't credited me, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
You should definitely talk to him now and ask him what's his...
He doesn't answer my emails right now. He's jealous. Can I tell you, Greg? He's jealous of me and my skills. Look at this head. Yeah. It is so tall. It is all design brain. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have the same problem when I'm looking for baseball hats. Usually they're too big for my head, but you probably have the opposite problem.
I don't even try. It's shameful. I get my hats custom made by a gentleman in Milan. His name is Kerplunk. It's very nice. They're largely silk on the inside. It's very, very soft and granite on the outside. No one in the world has a hat like this, and I can't even show you, because if I showed you, then you might be able to copy. It's that unique.
I would copy your hat. Yeah, you're correct. You should get a patent and maybe talk to Jeff Bezos.
I've applied for the patent. Don't worry.
Oh,
it's in progress. Yes.
Patent pending.
Yes, exactly.
That's good. Yeah, so I really don't know what to say regarding those design issues. We're reading about this, how Google releases a little free, run watered down version of Campfire, and it becomes this whole thing about, and there's this question of what did Google really, or those Google developers, did they really copy? Is it the concept that Jason wants for himself? Is it the design? You know what that, CSS Zen Garden is. That the whole point of that was to show that, CSS is this, beautiful tool, and that it's so flexible with the same HTML, you can present it in various ways. So what if Google had released this with a black background and the text box was on the right, and, would we then have this discussion? So it's I don't know what to say. That was an interesting question. It's very interesting that you're asking me, and I have no clue. So, I'm not sure I can help you in that.
It's a fine line. I get every day people telling me, oh, this person over here has copied your designs, because I'm so cutting edge. I've designed stuff that's only been used, 10 years ago I designed stuff that hasn't even been copied yet. You know what I'm saying? So I understand these. It's hard to find a solution to these problems. I agree.
Right. Maybe micropayment. I don't know. I have no clue. I wish I could help.
Yeah, I wish you could too. It's Toronto. I assume this will not be your first time coming to Toronto?
Second time, actually. I'm not a big Toronto visitor, nor a big Toronto fan, to be frank. But I love.
Well, it's a little cleaner. You're in Quebec, right?
Yeah, I'm in Quebec City.
Okay.
I prefer Montreal, to be
I was
frank.
gonna say Toronto is like a slightly less grungy, but just as rude. Montreal, from my experience.
Yeah, it's just it's I don't know. There's a lot of beige and a lot of seems a lot of how do you say, steel, like big buildings, and very flat city. Very large. You have to
Yeah,
drive all the time.
yeah, yeah. Montreal has much
I
nicer architecture. That's certainly true.
yeah.
But at least when you go to Toronto, you know that every single person on the street is going to be wearing the same color shirt as you. That's something that you don't get in Montreal. Just a lot of
Really?
independent band T-shirts, I think.
Really? Oh, okay.
That's my
good to know.
understanding.
That's good. Well, I'm looking forward to actually FITC because I think it'll be a very interesting crowd, and I'm actually looking forward to having my opinion changed over my feeling of Toronto. And one thing that will change it is I'm landing in the little Porter Airport, just the YTZ, I think, airport. That's not
Oh,
as
on the
far as
island?
Pearson. Yeah, this is great. I love this concept of you fly in and you're there. It's like helicopter bringing you to the top of the tower. You run down and then you do business and then you run up and you helicopter out.
Can I tell you?
I love that.
That's how I get my coffee every morning. I have a helicopter, comes to my second floor landing, picks me up. We go to Starbucks. I say hey to my personal barista. I actually pay her salary, and then I come right back to the office and do more work.
You're doing fine.
I am doing amazingly. I'm spectacularly
Yeah.
doing well. Ha ha ha. So,
I was actually wondering, are you related to the Shell Israel puppet that's doing the rounds on the internet, or is he like just a watered down version of what you've been doing for
who
years
is this?
and years? Oh, it's just some guy. It's like called a fat company, and there's a guy called Shell Israel. His name is Shell Israel, and he's been doing some blogging, and then another blogger is laughing at him by doing a puppet version of him, and there's this whole puppet blog video war.
Right. I think I heard about that. I think I saw a second of it.
But
No,
you're
I don't have
related.
anything to do with that.
Oh, okay.
But
Thanks.
I should just consult with my lawyers to be safe about any trademark violation.
You should.
I
because,
should.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is it being a puppet anyway?
How is being a human? Huh?
That's a good question.
Yeah. See, I bet you weren't expecting that one.
No, I really was. I recommended the experience of being a human. I agree. No, I'm a little bit discriminating against puppets.
That's true. Well, I can tell you, as far as the puppet experience goes, it's good. I don't have to consume food. I don't generate waste, which actually makes my Starbucks experience kind of pointless because it just kind of soaks up in the foam, and then someone has to wring me out after, which it doesn't hurt because I'm a puppet. I don't have nerve endings.
Right. That's good.
That's okay.
Okay.
So, just before we wrap up here, any last words for the people watching?
This is my first video blogging experience, and I'm just really glad that you didn't use a huge microphone or sip coffee for the time. I like video blogging. I'll think of starting something, but it will obviously be less interesting than what you're doing. So I might just not do
that's
anything
for sure.
at all.
But don't let that stop you.
Thanks for the encouragement. I'll always have somebody to look up to,
Yeah, well, you have to be able to chase the big dogs.
Yeah. Who is there a second? Like who's just right after you? Is there?
I don't know.
It's
like I'm 90% of awesome, and the next person is like 12. So it's a pretty far gap.
Okay, so it's like a really fat tail, a long tail of wannabes, and there's like you being the head of the tail.
Yeah, it's more like a cliff, actually.
Oh, a cliff. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long cliff with a very sharp drop and lots of bodies littering the ground below where they try and just fall off the cliff. I'm a poet as well. Haha.
Yeah, can you improvise a haiku about web mapping? We could use it I'll use it in my conference, I promise. But you have to improvise it right now because
need to find
prove the most.
Okay, let's see. Need to find things. Looking for people awesome like me. Can't find anyone. Huh?
Wow.
Huh?
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Bravo. That's great. Thanks
You
a
can
lot.
use that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, that's good.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much, Greg, for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, hopefully we can see you at the conference.
Right, so we'll see you there, right?
I will be in person rocking that. Yeah.
You'll be at the conference. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So, yeah, let's book a hotel room. Let's go crazy. Just a big party, big noise. Let's crash the room. And
I don't party small. I don't party small.
No. I'm looking forward to your party. I mean, it has to be something.
Yeah, well, you'll have to find it because I'm too cool to put out invitations.
It is true, though. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. The problem is okay.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to meeting you if you have time this evening.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks so much for talking.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.